It's midweek. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. Welcome to Waste Breakfast. Hashtag what are you saying? This is the program where we get to talk about everything related from politics, governance, leadership, trending health and wellness, AI innovations, and everything related in and outside of Nigeria. And today will be no short of that. And my name is Omoto Shola Shanrimak. And with me are the ladies. Good morning to you, ladies.
Good
Morning.
I feel like, how have you ladies been? I mean, Monday, Tuesday, how are you ladies doing?
We missed you.
We didn't see you on the show yesterday. What
Hey,
happened?
I didn't see that coming.
Oh, we missed you. What happened? Godspeed, how have you been? I mean, your hair looks so different and you look so
Yeah.
good.
Even though I'm fine. I'm okay. You know how the weekend played out now, so let's not even talk about that.
So how has the week been playing out?
Quite good. What was Monday? See, it was just okay, to be honest. I don't think there was anything out of the blues that that happened or something extraordinary, except the normal routine. And yeah, that's it basically.
How about you?
For me, Monday was crazy. I mean, transports, the money
Same.
increased.
Right.
There was traffic. I got to work very late. So like Monday was not chill at all. It wasn't a nice experience in the morning. But like today was fine. Today was good. And coming here today was actually very calm.
I think the entire fuel scarcity thing, the entire transport hike started since Saturday. Because when I was trying to go home on Saturday, I mean, I'm not trying to exaggerate now. I spent like 2 hours at the bus stop trying to get a bus. So I later had to opt for Uber to take me because apart from the fact that I was hearing expensive prices, very, outrageous. I had no choice. It's okay, anyone I see, I will go with it. But I did end up saying, so what I felt my Saturday would be like a half day, I ended up spending like the entire day at work. So I got to my around 6, 7, which was not how I planned my day. So since Sunday, I've been very busy. I had a guest over up until yesterday, and my guest left and all of that. But then here we are, better and brighter. If you are here to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV, click the subscribe button now, like and share the link to family and friends. Today, we will be discussing the biting fuel scarcity in Nigeria. As something mentioned earlier, Monday was rough. Trying to get to work was a bit rough. There's hike in fuel. There's hike in transport. There is no fuel at all in some places. And we'll be joined later by a guest from Ipman who will dissect this topic together. Right now, we are going on a break to bring back the headlines across the globe. Please be on standby. Glad to have you back from that break. Now let's take a look at the news from the pages of today's newspaper. And today we have the Guardian newspaper, the Punch newspaper, and of course the New York Times. And I'll be kickstarting with the Guardian newspaper where a lot of stories are trending and on the page. The major headline reads, Custom Spot Rate Adoption. Duty FX rate shifts 100 times in 2024, spikes prices of goods by 120%. And there is this picture of a cargo ship. There are prices. So it has prices, the amount of goods since January up until August. So for more details, go read that yourself. Then away from that, there's another headline that reads, "Why environmental impact reports are failing stress test," says the news analysis, page 4. Another one reads, "NNPC OPX salaries hit 2.9 trillion naira in 2023, up by 70%. Don't provoke strike with handling of Ajaro's invitation. NLC cautions police. Northern leaders meet over region's future. Amid hardship, Bauchi distributes SUVs to 6 emirs. Tinubu's foreign trips cost Nigerian 2.3 billion naira in 6 months. And finally, Apex Court affirms Shuaibu as Edo Deputy Governor, overturns Bello's ruling. And the major headline for me will be on Tinubu's foreign cost trips, which cost about 2.6 billion naira in 6 months. I'm not going to go into the details of this. This is coming amidst the purchase of a presidential yacht, a presidential private jet, a presidential new car. Yeah, and now the total trip cost of our president traveling 6 months is about 2.36 billion naira. And we are talking about scarcity, fuel scarcity, inflation. The top corner of this headline talked about how the prices of goods and services has gone up by 120%, which is not times 100, times 120. Yet our president is enjoying la vida loca. Let's take a look at the Punch newspaper.
So we'll be looking at the Punch newspaper, and I'll begin with the major headline. NFPC reports 9.3 trillion petrol imports as queues linger. Petrol subsidy gulps 3.3 trillion. NNPC incurs 1.8 trillion energy security costs. Port Harcourt worry deports receive PMS task force arrests black marketers. Beneath, we have 5 banks budgets 222 billion for cyber security. One dies as Ogun hunters herders clash. 2027, APC kicks as PDP backs call for Jonathan's return. On top of the major headline, we have producers decline sale of 460,000 BPD crude to Dangote others. Forex shortage, domestic airlines ground 42 aircrafts. Akume Edu lead LG autonomy implementation panel. So I'll be looking at the major headline because it really caught my attention. So NNPC has come out to say that the federal government is owing 5.1 trillion naira because of the fuel importation costs and, according to them, undercovery and energy security. So now they realized at the ending of 2020, this was at 2023, and they realized at the ending of 2023 that the sum of 9.38 billion is what that is the receivables. Now the term receivables are like what the customers are owing the company for the fuel that they have used without payment. So this is the amount that's, okay, they don't have yet, that they are owing basically. So they went further to explain that from this amount, it was used for domestic crude oil and maybe other expenses. Those are the receivables, according to them. And that the reason for the debt that they have today is because the federal government went ahead to tell the NNPC not to sell above a certain price. So that is the issue at hand today. So maybe they're trying to link it to the situation going on right now with the fuel scarcity and why everything is what it is today.
I'm so interested in the conversation. I like the fact that our guest today is someone from the source. I mean, this is not hearsay. So we help us analyze and answer all our questions, not just us Nigerians' questions. Please, let's take a look at the New York Times.
All right, so there's nothing extraordinary happening in, outside the country. But let me take the headlines. So left side of the newspaper has Harris favors broad strokes to peach policy. A little time for details and brief campaign. Our right side of the newspaper has Ukraine sees an incursion as leverage. Middle of the newspaper reads, happy warrior for Harris, last evade for first female president. Beneath that, we have skipping spoons and giving them a drumstick. Bottom of the newspaper, talk show titan who elevated a new co-host, the audience. Next to that is as Mennonite set to in Amazon, environmentalist rise flags. Okay, so the one I just want to talk on is the one that has the happy warrior for Harris, last evade for first female president. So the headline talks about how Hillary Clinton, who nearly became the first female U.S. president, is now supporting Kamala Harris in her bid for the presidency. After President Biden decided not to run for re-election, Clinton quickly endorsed Harris, showing strong support for her candidacy. The two women who were once rivals have become close over the years, sharing experiences and advice, especially on the challenges women in politics face. For Clinton, this moment is bittersweet. She once dreamed of being the first female president, but now she's proud to support Harris as she takes up the mantle. So I love this news because you see that, I mean, like I said, Clinton is actually the first female, to run for president in the U.S. So the fact that you have the fact that Harris has the back of Clinton now, it shows that there's good support. And I was also watching a video earlier today where what's her name now? Michelle Obama, that's Barack Obama's wife. She was also speaking a whole lot of good things, to Harris. She was like, "Oh, Harris is the best fit for this position. Where every other woman out there should support her." So I see a lot of good people surrounding Harris, and fingers crossed. I can't wait to see the end result of this. Trump is just one side of the earth thinking of how best to ensure that he wins the race. But let's see how it goes. So that's all I have for you on the New York Times.
Thank you very much for taking us through the New York Times. Now we are going to take a quick sharp break, and when we return, our guest will be joining us to have the conversation, the biting fuel scarcity in Nigeria. Please stay with us. We'll be back in a jiffy. You're welcome back to the show. As mentioned earlier, we will be discussing biting fuel scarcity in Nigeria. Nigeria is currently facing a severe fuel scarcity that has disrupted daily lives and economic activities across the country. Long queues at filling stations have become a common sight, leading to increased transportation costs, limited access to essential goods and services, and overall economic hardship. The crisis has far-reaching implications, affecting everything from agriculture to manufacturing. And today we will be discussing this phenomenon and its effect on Nigerian people. Joining us to have this conversation is Chief Ukadike Chinedu. My apologies for not pronouncing your name well. He is the National Publicity Secretary for Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. Good morning to you, Chief. Glad to have you join us.
Yeah, good morning, and good morning, GRs.
Thank you very much for joining us. So without further ado, I really need to hit the nail straight on the head. Just yesterday, Ipman came out to say Ipman accuses NNPTL for deliberately withholding petroleum products from Nigerians. How true is this assertion? What is really going on? Why are we having fuel scarcity for the upturned time in Nigeria right now?
Okay, thank you very much. It's not per se something that is new is recalling decimal about epileptic distribution of petroleum products in Nigeria. And Ipman is at the receiving end. While I said so is that if you look at the capacity of Ipman as Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, you will know that we have the capacity to distribute petroleum products nationwide. Ipman possesses 75 to 80% of retail and distribution outlets and even storage facilities nationwide. Ipman is a strategic holder in the downstream distribution chain. There is nowhere in this Nigeria, in the nooks and crannies of Nigeria, you will not have an Ipman member having a filling station. No remotest part of this country that you go, you will not find an independent marketer. So independent marketers have the strategic locations, strategic sites, and also ready to do business because we are investors. We are indigenous investors who are also ready to ensure that petroleum products gets the looks and crannies of this country. Now, if we have made our facilities available for us to receive petroleum products nationwide, and we'll have only one single source, one mono source of receiving petroleum product, you will find it that it's very, very difficult. When Mr. President announced the deregulation and removal of subsidy in Nigeria, Ipman will welcome it because we also believe that that policy will bring competition, whereas bring downgrading in prices, and also give us choices of sourcing petroleum products. Now we are left to only one choice, where independent marketers are bounded and bonded into NNPCL portal. This now become our only genuine source of receiving petroleum products. And once NNPCL does not have, which is also another company, like an independent marketer, in a deregulated environment, where we are supposed to have numerous sources of getting petroleum products, we are now bonded in NNPCL portal as the only source of receiving products. We find it very, very difficult. We are no longer independent petroleum marketers. We are now dependent petroleum marketers because our only source of getting products at a reasonable price is NNPCL. Other sources have premium and markup, whereby the independent marketers cannot cope. But we want to remain in business. So there is no way somebody who has spent over 70 to 80 million naira to 200 million naira to establish a filling stations with workers and government taxes will fold his arms and wait until NNPC allocates petroleum product to that person before he will now go to the market. Our business is profit-oriented and also service-oriented because we're also graded as essential workers. During COVID, we are given an opportunity to open our filling station because we know how essential fuel is. I listened to your report vividly, and I underlined that fuel, petrol, drives the economy. And anything that drives the economy, government should look at the nitty-gritty of those things and be able to nip up something that will bring profiteering and stagnations and make sure that there's a free-flow market economy. NNPC here, like you say, talking about profits they have made. I cannot remember any independent marketer that within this period of that have made over 1 billion naira from selling petrol in its filling stations. Our supply are very, very epileptic. The NNPCL that we find ourselves into are also struggling to be able to put fuel for independent marketers. They also receive petroleum products from NNPC. So it is only upon them receiving because they are also in the same business with us. If you go to so many cities, you will see NNPCL filling stations. Those NNPCL filling stations are selling fuel at 680, 900, 680, 700. And you will see a barricade of lines of cars. But why you will see an independent marketer is selling 750, 800. You will see few cars. So if the horse and the cat are put in the same tape, we cannot be able to know how the faster the cat can run or how faster the horse can run. By putting the horse before the cat, it's a very difficult issue. These people they are exporting the crude. They are also refining it, and they are also selling it to us. They are also retailing it. And who bears the price? Independent marketers. When you come to our free they say we are selling above pump price. This is that. What is the pump price? It has been deregulated. We go to other sources. We go to DAPMA members to go and buy petroleum products. And when we go to DAPMA members, some of them sell it at 730 naira, 740. It's open. Then you will not mark up because there's no more subsidy. There's no more PEF, Petroleum Equalization Fund. So somebody who is taking petroleum products from Lagos to Bauchi must pay close to 3 million to 3.5 million naira transportation. You know the cost of diesel. So I think we need to get this thing right. We need to nip this constant scarcity of petroleum products and this epileptic supply of petroleum products. We need to provide a system to enable people who can be able to import. Most of independent marketers went out to import, but they could not be able to import. When you said that the dollar, you cannot go to the foreign market to get dollar. By the time you go and buy petroleum products, before you come back, the dollar have risen to 1,500. How do you repatriate your funds? Sometimes when you come back, epileptic movement of dollar, because whatever you are selling today is determined by dollar. The only currency that is sustainable here in Nigeria is dollar. Naira falls today, it wakes up tomorrow. It collapses tomorrow, it wakes up next tomorrow. And people are also trading on it. Because I wonder an economy that will leave their currency on the hands of speculators. When you go to because now it's open, you can go to any bank and go and buy dollar and sell. So people who have enough of money will go and buy dollar and pack. When it's scarce, they say it's 1,700. So it becomes so difficult.
That's why having a bit of network issues, but I'm already understanding something. There was a time on the show that I mentioned that these marketers, these petrol sellers, the one we see and will go to buy fuel from, they actually do not all buy from NNPC. Like he mentioned now, the price from some manufacturers. Okay, Chief, are you back with us now?
Yes, sorry, that's a little bit. Yeah, nothing in Nigeria is sustainable. It comes back and front. You understand?
We're going to look into another question.
I want to look into the costs of this fuel scarcity. You know, the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed, came out to say that the reason for this fuel shortage is due to logistics disruptions. So do you feel there are other primary factors contributing to this fuel scarcity, or you fully agree with what he's saying concerning the logistics disruptions here?
Yes, I agree with him. I agree with him. There's nothing you can import that must not have a logistics problem. Sometimes you import a vehicle, it will spend 6 months before it arrives to Nigeria. We are not producing, we're importing. Everybody should understand that we're importing. Nigeria should be patient. We're importing. Now that we have Dangote, now that we have Port Harcourt Refinery coming up on stream, the president is trying a little bit. He's trying well. He's trying to be able to ensure that some of these strategic sources are being kept and are being met. You understand me? So it is very, very important and pertinent at this point that those strategic factors that can be able to ensure steady supply of petroleum, is see what I'm trying to tell you? No power supply. So it's a country that we cannot be able to say this is actually what is going on and this is actually what is not going on. So, but if I can be heard, I will continue.
Yes, you can be heard. Please go ahead, sir. We can hear you very well.
It's okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So source is very, very important in anything you are doing. The boss on NNDPR is very, very pragmatic. Is somebody that has experience in this business. And you cannot rule out logistics problem. You can never rule out logistics. They are not the people that are carrying the ships. They are not the people that are in the waterway. Sometimes you will see iceberg. You will see also the war going on in Russia and Ukraine, distorting some of these vessels from passing when they don't have leeway to pass. You also see how lightning problem, dock-to-dock lightning problem when they are trying to discharge, because all factors, precautionary factors that will ensure that there is no emergency during discharge will be observed fully. So we are importing. So once you are importing, you should expect some of these things. They have even tried, as to my own understanding, to be able to sustain this. So I agree with him. Now, when you import, there is other problems. It is not only that problem. Because some of these depots are in the coastal areas. Those depots that are in the coastal areas, those independent depots, the DAPMAN depots that are in the coastal areas, are the people that can be able to receive these products. Those coastal areas are Lagos, Calabar, Warri. Now, when the vessel comes, it's not only through the vessel we receive. When the vessel comes, the vessel will discharge. Then to the daughter vessels. Those daughter vessels will again move. You see, there is discounting. So if there's any thrift in supply, it will reflect. Definitely, it will reflect. There's no magic about it. It's clear. So the NDPR is very, very. We're not patient. The NDPR boss is very, very correct. Now those vessels will now move again from Apapa to Warri to go and discharge. Maybe with 20,000 empty to go and discharge. They will also go to Port Harcourt to go and discharge. While this is going on, there will be no fuel supply in Lagos and Warri. There will be no fuel supply in Port Harcourt. There will be drought of petrol. So we'll be managing the 30-day sufficient period of NNPC while they are trying to run helter-skelter to ensure that they keep the nation wealth. Because without that, there will be clarification of inflation of other goods and commodities and services. So how do we now resolve this? Federal government created pipelines, created 21 depots to be able to take care of the TDZs. We have System 2E. This pipeline runs from Port Harcourt, even close to Makodi and even to Yola, with a substation to Yola. It means that if there is product in Port Harcourt, you don't need to use truck to move it to Makodi. You pass through the pipeline. We are facing security challenges. Those pipelines have been vandalized. You can no longer move products. If you pump 20 million liters to Port Harcourt, to Aba, you cannot get up to 5 million liters. So there is problem of distribution. It is only through trucking now that you can be able to truck. And when you truck, somewhere in Lokoja, somewhere in Ukadike, somewhere there will be breakdown of trucks, bad roads. Sometimes the great lack of vehicles in Apapa will keep our trucks drivers there 10 days. They will not come out. By the time they come out, it will be before they get to your station, it will be running close to 20 days. They were still on the road, trying to bring petroleum products from one point to another. The railway, the federal government also made possible the railway to be able to transport good amount of petroleum products. The railways are not working. The cargo trains are no longer there. What to have a passenger train? I also remember there was a time cargo trains carry crude oil from Port Harcourt to Kaduna. Now it's gone. They can even carry refined petroleum product. I see mobile tanks. I see those tanks there. They move products from Port Harcourt to Kaduna. Within a period of 2 days, you will see over 10 million liters of petroleum product in Kaduna. It will wet the area. This issue of scarcity will not be, you can't hear it. How can a truck take almost 10 to 20 days to go to Bauchi? What would they be using? Now in Abuja, it takes almost 3 to 4 days for a truck to leave Lagos to Abuja. 5 days. And you spend close to 3.5 million naira to dispatch it because of the high cost of diesel.
Chief, I understand your point.
So we're the independent marketers, we're running at a loss. We want when there is product, we can be able to compete.
So when
you come to our vehicle, when you come to our filling station, we wash your cars. We dash you car. Our pump attendants will dance for you. We want to maintain our brand. We are not competing with the major marketers. I want to tell you that, and I boast that independent marketers have the best filling stations in Nigeria. But we're not getting the return of the investment because we don't have good source. We should not be bonded into an NNPC portal. Federal government should allocate our own product to us so that we can distribute our members, so that our members can have first hand of petroleum products. Because we know how to distribute them. We know where they are. We know how to work the country.
All right. So thank you so much. I would like to now ask the question based on the last things you just said now. So thank God that we both agree that there's a distribution problem, yeah? Now, why is there a shortage from the NNPC? I want to understand that. Why is it hard for them to, regulate the fuel and all of those things to you people that that the marketers? I want to understand why that there is no communication there. Then another thing is the prices. How much do they sell this? How much do you people get? You people are the marketers. How much do you people get it from the NNPC? And why is it that expensive? After you guys have gotten it, then coming down to the we as the final consumers now coming to get it from the fuel station, we are still getting it in a high cost. That's two. Then this Dangote refinery now, why is it yet to kickstart? I want to understand that. Because, the reason why we have Dangote refinery is to actually stop this fuel scarcity. So hearing now that it's logistics and regulation of fuel, in my head, I'm like, I don't understand. Like, why are we having this kind of conversation?
The policy of subsidy is to subsidize petroleum products from the point of receive to the point of the point of receiver to the points of dispatch. We have petroleum equalization funds. Immediately the PIA came in. The country deregulated. Petroleum equalization fund was disbanded. So and NNPCL and NNPC is no longer paying subsidy or PEF to marketers.
Okay.
That's what we call Aquila. It was an automated program whereby NNPCL will monitor petroleum products and their destination and distance and can be able to pay marketers their dividends. And so that the marketers will be able to sell that petroleum product at the price where the source is coming from. If you look at Lagos now, product can be sold in Lagos for 650, 700. It means that they are no longer taking a longer distance because they are very, very close to the riverine or the coastal areas where this petroleum product is being distributed or being received. Now, the man that is taking it to Kaduna or Bauchi or Brunu or Port Harcourt or Warri from Lagos will pay transportation close to 3.5 million naira, 4 million naira to take this product from one point, the receiving point, to Lagos, to Brunu or Bauchi. Once they get to Bauchi, the cost of transporting that product must be built into the product because the federal government is no longer paying. So the product will no longer be at the buying rate of 600 or 590 something. That markup of 40 to 50 naira will be added, or 100 naira will be added to the export price because it's the marketer, is the commuters that bears it. The PIF has disbanded, so there's nothing like equalization again. You can now buy and sell, putting up your markup. What kills such markup is availability. If there is availability of petroleum products everywhere, you don't need to go to Lagos. If whatever refinery is working, if you are in Aba, you buy from Port refinery. You will not spend more than 200,000 to take your truck to Aba.
Yeah.
Or to Omai. And your markup will not be more than 5 or 10 naira. You can still sell at 600 naira, 610, and make your margin. But now, when you invest good transportation costs, knowing the actual cost of diesel, 1,200. It isn't because of Dangote that diesel came down to 1,200. Before, diesel was 1,600, equivalent to the rate of dollar exchange rate. When Dangote came, Dangote brought it to 1,200, from 1,200 to 1,000. People were scrambling up and down. That's why you see this one is normalizing a little. Dangote has gone to 980. We want a competitive environment. And there is no way you are talking about rebuilding the refinery. You don't talk about the pipelines and the depots at the same time. As you are reviving the pipeline, the refinery, you should also revive the 21 depots that have been moribund so that you can be able to distribute. You also have to do the pipelines so that you can pump this petroleum product to the pipelines so that it will, all this issue of high cost of transportation will be a thing of the past. We are born in this business. We know how it works. We are not getting our return on investment. We are happy when there are more products for us to sell. We will not talk about turnover. People are no longer buying petroleum products. Someone will buy, one man told me he bought only 20 liters. He's going to use it for two weeks, if it's 3 weeks. But before, 20 liters, people can go to China, put 10 cars on the road because the fuel is available and it's cheaper. But now things have been cut. Sometimes in a filling station, we don't sell up to 2,000 liters a day. We burn our generators. So we're looking for turnover. The banks are in our neck. The banks are on us now. They want to kill us because we cannot be able to return the money they were borrowed to build, because of the squad analysis we have, to build these filling stations. You go to those filling stations, it's empty. The people who employ there, they're playing football inside the field, inside the station, playing draft, because we don't have products. So the source is an NPC. They give us, we sell. When we don't get, we will not sell. Then we can also we source some other department members too. When we'll be able to pay them, at the amount they give us, we buy. We put smart in, we'll sell.
Chief,
because the government tax does not know whether you sell or you don't sell. You must sell to pay government tax. You must sell to pay your workers. You must sell for the return in investment. We are really suffering.
We're so sorry to hear that. And in as much as, excuse me, in as much as Nigerians, in as much as Ipman is saying they are suffering, I do not think Nigerians buy the story that Ipman is suffering. We have to go on this break. When we return, we are going to have the proper conversation. And also, we are going to open our phone lines for you, our viewers, to call in to let us know your thoughts on this matter. Please be on standby.
I don't understand what the APC tried to bring out in this country. Are we using even a dollar? Let's change our money to dollar so that we know that we are using dollar. Not that we're using dollar to threaten us from 9 a.m. I've been looking for fuel to now. That's how many hours?
Don't be say fuel no day for here. Fuel day, but they no one selling for us. Some people are sleeping here because of fuel.
I came here around 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock in the morning, I've been here till now. Look at my jerry can. And my car is at Marwa bus stop.
I think they are still selling it currently, the normal price here, which is 6.15, and it's even hardly to get.
Our votes put him there, but we are regretting now. Because I'm a Yoruba guy, I'm from Ogun State. Now I'm regretting because we put him there now. Yeah, spoil everything.
Anger and everything. They say they voted for one person. I don't know who they voted for because me, I got my PVC, I don't vote for anybody. But me, I can show you some record. Me, I'm for Peter Obi, whether I like it or not. The man so-called Jagaban waiting the corner now. You can go to hell. Me, I don't care.
Accident, don't just jam themselves. Fight here, fight for that place because of fuel. Where will they go for this country? I beg you, no. I don't tire like this.
This morning, I can't go to work. So I can't get online to look for my daily bread. So fuel has taken over everywhere since morning.
Glad to have you back on the show. You are still on to Wiz Breakfast, hashtag what are you saying? And now we are having the conversation around the biting fuel scarcity in Nigeria. We are still speaking with the National Publicity Secretary of IPMAN. Chief, are you still there with us?
Yeah, very much around.
Thank you very much. We're going to also open our phone lines now for our viewers to call in. Chief, you just watched this report put together by our correspondent, and I'm very sure you saw the pain, the anger in the eyes of Nigerians. Yes, I understand the fact that you've been explaining that IPMAN is also not enjoying. There are times people do not say. There are times this we understand all of that, but Nigerians do not seem to buy the story. Nigerians believe that IPMAN is probably enjoying somewhere, and NPC is probably enjoying somewhere, while they are the ones suffering. And I want to ask, what is IPMAN doing to even reduce this suffering on Nigerians? Because this is like the 100th time, if I'm not over-exaggerating, that we are suffering fuel scarcity. Since the very first day President Bola Ahmed Tinubu removed fuel subsidy, it's been one roller coaster of problem to another, scarcity here today, scarcity, and it's affecting businesses, it's affecting normal Korokwe drivers, it's affecting prices of pure water, it's affecting prices of pepper in the market and everything. What is IPMAN doing?
Well, I want to tell you that last week we have a National Working Committee meeting. The National President of IPMAN, Alhaji Abubakar Megandi Shetima, who has also addressed the press on some of the lingering issues bothering the hiccups that IPMAN have in terms of sourcing petroleum products. That meeting almost took 6 good hours, trying to look at the best options that is put before IPMAN to see how we can be able to get our fuel directly for NNPC trading. That is the problem we are facing. If product is being allocated to IPMAN directly from NNPC trading, some of this frustration you see in our filling station will go off, because IPMAN can be able to allocate those products and follow it and ensure that commuters who always come to complain to us, where is this frustration? You will look at that your video clip. You say the frustration is in filling stations. When they imported bad fuel in this country, we have people that suffered it. Most of our directors slept in police cells. Some of them are still repairing SUVs from but federal government said we should return the fuel back to the source. But we could not, because there is no channel of returning. And by that time, the fuel has been let out to commuters. We have more than 1,700 recorded cases of vehicles in the southeast zone already. So when I say IPMAN is suffering, I mean it. So the national president and his entire team were working out modalities where I will go and visit Mr. President to discuss with Mr. President. Mr. President has a very, very large experience about oil and gas industry. And it is very, very important that we demand that he need to see us so that we can be able to discuss some of these issues that is bothering distribution. You can generate, you can refine, but distribution is very important. When the distribution is first hand, second hand, third hand, that is the way it will elongate and there will be profiteering. And at the end of the day, it's the poor masses that will suffer it. Me and you. We will suffer it.
So is it you and I that will suffer it,
So,
or it's just I and we, the fellow poor masses, in your words? Because you said you and I will
I
suffer
like
it. It feels as if it's just we, the poor masses, because it causes traffic. It causes traffic. It causes hike in our own transportation fare. So it looks as if not everybody is suffering it. Ipman is probably getting from one corner.
Definitely.
And I want to ask
the
you.
marketers now.
I want to
that is
ask
the
you.
impression. That is the impression. Every Nigerian, when you see very gigantic filling station, most of our members are dying because of loans. They cannot be able to repay loans. Even when we have opined that there should be a petroleum bank or an energy bank for independent marketers and other subsidiaries in the oil and gas distribution chain, up till now it has not been put to place. So we have a lot in stock that we want to discuss with Mr. President. And also we are demanding that we should sit with Mr. President and envelope, pour out our grievances and the challenges we are facing. Because it is when you come to our filling station, all the costs you rain is on top of our head and our children. Because we are the people that is serving you. But this is our business. We have to make profit. We can't just put hands akimbo and watch. So the national president of IPMAN, I think we have all agreed that the letter should be sent to Mr. President for us to sit down with him and put a stop to this lingering fuel crisis. Thank God the Port Harcourt refinery is coming up. I think we'll have another source, and Dangote refinery. It is not only importing. We are not stopping anybody from importing. We want to have local content. We want to have local content here where we can be able to go and buy. If the importers bring their fuel and it's cheaper, we'll buy. Anywhere it's cheap, we'll buy. If the importers bring their own and it's cheap, independent marketers will buy. Dangote brings his own and it's cheap. We'll buy from Dangote. So anybody that brings cheap fuel for us, and if NNDPR, who is the policeman of industry, agree that this fuel is good, we will buy and go and sell in our filling station. Our own is buying and selling.
Before I link my question to that of my co-uncles, you talked about Dangote Refinery and Port Harcourt Refinery. It was yesterday, it was on social media yesterday. And I said, oh, okay, by August, this our own August 2024, that the Port Harcourt Refinery will kickstart. And the comment section said, is the refinery aware that it itself will start functioning this year? They've been postponing it this month, next 2 months. Oh, now we finally fixed everything. Why is it not starting? You said Ipman is only interested in the buying and selling. Are you not also looking at the quality of the fuel you are buying? If I decide tomorrow that, okay, I want to start importing from maybe Togo or maybe one of these substandard oil producing countries and selling to Ipman, won't Ipman be interested in the quality of the fuel I want to start selling? Let me link this to the question of my co-uncle so you can answer together. Our time is gradually going to an end.
Well, I was going to say I like the fact that the independent marketers are ready to sit down with the president to actually put heads together to tackle this situation right now. So I wanted you to give us your opinion on maybe ways, long-term solutions to this issue, so that we can't continuously be having this fuel scarcity issue every single time. So maybe you can give us, your own opinion, your own point of view on how we can actually go about this, how it will be stable for once.
Okay, it's a long time. We have a short-term plan, or we also have a long-term plan. Because of time and all the rest of them. But let me just take it. Let me mix it. You understand? Now, the Port Harcourt refinery that is coming up in August. We're in August now.
We have less than
August
2
already.
weeks. Mm-hmm.
And August is almost
9 days to
rounding
go.
up. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. Well, it might be an August visitor.
Interesting.
It might be an August visitor. And some people also, one way or the other, is saying that some of these days are political. I'm not a politician, I'm a businessman. So until we go to the depot there and our people are there watching, praying, asking the refinery itself, like the man who said, is the refinery is aware that it's going to start in August. Well, I have also have an in-depth information from those that are working in the refinery that they are restoring some of their lines, the sulfur line and all the rest of them, they are restoring some of their lines. That the refinery is eventually, when I visited the place last some few months ago, that the refinery is officially almost a very brand new refinery. A lot of things have been changed in that refinery, and I applaud Mr. President for that. And I also believe that something good is going to come out. Now, that is the refining. When crude is sent to refinery, now we can be able to look at it. I remember when we normally export diesel and fuel outside this country. It's from this same Port Harcourt refinery. So it's not only exporting crude oil. We can also export refined petroleum products. Why can we be going to refine our petroleum products in a country that does not have crude oil, and they have only refinery, and we are carrying our own crude oil to go there? I don't know. Somebody, you have beans, you have oil, and you want to fry your, after grinding your beans and the oil, you take it with your firewood and go to somewhere. Your neighbors will say, please fry this akara for me. Then bring the akara for me so that I will pay you and eat it. It's mind-boggling, it's crazy. You know, we don't need to talk about this kind of a thing. So we should concentrate on ensuring that Port Harcourt refinery works and Kaduna and Warri. Once these 4 refineries are working, we have gotten one step, like you said. We also should also support Dangote. Thank Mr. President for allowing Dangote now to access crude oil and getting it in Naira. Bravo. We also agreed on that. These are things that are supposed to be put in place. Then we'll now go to the second stage. It is not about generating energy, it's distribution. When you don't have transformer in your area, and they say that is 33, that is grid, how will you step with that? No, it will be up there. You cannot enjoy it. So what do you think about again? Is distribution. You now talk about the 21 depots and the coastal area PDOs, private depot tank farms, owners, which can also help store some of these petroleum products. And some also satellite depots too, that are not in the coastal area. There are some satellite depots that are situated in the upland. We can store petroleum product there so that we cannot be subsumed by a blatant distribution. Once there is no product in the coastal area, those in the upland can now start supplying and ensure there is no break in the value chain of distribution of petroleum products. When we get the supply chain, we now look at the distribution chain. Now, after revamping our 21 depots and put them in place, we now look at the distribution of the pipeline. And so we have system 2U, system 2P, the ones that take petroleum product from Lagos down to Ilorin and all the rest of them. We look at those ones. We'll start repairing those pipelines. We'll start bringing in synthetic pipelines that can be able to detect intrusion 2 to 3 kilometers to the pipe, or that can even raise an alarm upon puncture. We'll bring in those pipes and let them. Even if you go to Houston, some of the small refineries, you see them, they let their pipelines as like a walkway on the surface.
Chief, I'm sorry to hold your thoughts.
Very synthetic pipelines. You don't need to bury it any longer. Those other pipelines are old. They can't function. Those pipelines are old. They need to remove all of them and lay new pipelines that all these vendors cannot be able to access.
Chief,
as I'm talking to you now, those vendors have done work in those refineries, in those pipelines now. Any product you put there cannot even travel 1 kilometer to finish.
Chief, I'm sorry to hold your thoughts.
Repairing it is wrong.
We have less than 2 minutes to go. And I'd like to ask for your final thoughts quickly because we have less than 2 minutes to go. How long do you think this fuel scarcity will linger for? How long should we Nigerians should be patient for? From the angle of Ipman, from the angle of a business person doing oil and gas in Nigeria? Just quickly.
Yeah, it's epileptic. That's the word I will use.
Epileptic.
We don't know when an epileptic patient will fall. So you don't also know when he will recover consciousness. It's epileptic because whatever that we use here in Nigeria are determined by IOCs, foreign investors, and foreign companies. Where we get supply, we take. If we don't get supply, we suffer. It's not within our domain to be able to project. No, it's epileptic. But I also believe that NNDPR and NNPC, they are trying to do their best to see how they can be able to bring petroleum products here. I don't think it's rosy for them for us to see these challenges. Their jobs is at stake. Those who are on top of this matter, their jobs are at stake. They are trying as much as possible to see how they can. They are not sleeping. They are to be inside. They are not sleeping. I've been to that office 1 or 2 times. They are not sleeping too. So if you come closer to them, you know that they are not really sleeping. But most of these challenges are beyond their control. Sometimes they don't know what to do about it. They will come to the television and give us the kind of good news that you want me to say now that by next week it will clear. Well, definitely by next week, the fuel have started coming in.
Thank you very much, Chief Chinedu.
Here and there.
So, in one word, the oil and gas sector right now in Nigeria is epileptic. It means there will only be a short-time solution. In the next 1 or 2 weeks, it might go down. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us this morning. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Please do enjoy the rest of your day. And that's it on today's episode. Do join us again tomorrow. Till then, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV. And you can also watch our previous episode. So we'll come your way again tomorrow. Thank you very much, ladies. Let's do this again tomorrow. Bye for now.